Over a week after Superstorm Sandy wreaked havoc in the Northeast, the majority of schools in New York and New Jersey have reopened, and most trains and buses are now operating. Yet 1 million homes and businesses in the hardest hit areas are still without power, and New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg said on Sunday that 20,000 to 40,000 city residents are homeless, mostly in public housing. With official response slow, people are organizing to meet the basic needs of residents in the disaster's aftermath, especially as temperatures drop and people are without power and heat. At a church in the Red Hook neighborhood of Brooklyn, 12-year-old Ramal Deviare came with her mother to get supplies for their family.
It's freezing. Sometimes we have to put 4 or 5 blankets on top of us because it's really cold, and we have to put on socks, and then after we put on the socks, we have to put on hats. And then when we go outside, we have to put on jeans, a whole bunch of coats, sweaters, shirts.
In the lead up to the storm, Mayor Michael Bloomberg issued a mandatory evacuation for people living in Zone A, comprised of low-lying coastal neighborhoods, including parts of Red Hook. He encouraged people to stay with friends and family members outside of Zone A and announced the opening of emergency shelters. The New York City Housing Authority also shut off elevators, heat, and water in the thousands of units of public housing within Zone A.
Basically, I know I heard the second day the mayor basically was saying, we told y'all to evacuate, so now y'all on your own. That's what I heard the mayor say. So a lot of people wasn't not going to leave their homes. A lot of people they were worried about, if I leave my apartment, somebody might come in, break my door and take my stuff. So that's the reason why people didn't leave.
Pizarro is a community organizer with the Red Hook Initiative, which has served as a relief hub in Sandy's aftermath, in the absence of government support.
Well, something has to change. Storms is always going to happen. That's something, that's Mother Nature for you. This is not going to be the first or the last. But it has to be a better response when the next one hits. You know what I mean? We are human beings. Yes, we live in public housing, we low income, but we're still human beings. In all those 3 buildings, you have elderly people, people who's sick, people in wheelchairs who cannot get out. How about them? What's happening? They can't cook. They can't do anything in there.
Across town in the Rockaways, people were facing similar challenges on a beach peninsula where people remain without power and many homes have been devastated. 100 houses in the Breezy Point neighborhood in the Rockaways burned down during the storm. Keith Green grew up on one of the blocks destroyed by the fire.
Everybody here has basically lost their home due to flooding and the storm surge. Everybody's got feet, at least 6-7 feet of water in their basement. Getting no help from anybody. We keep hearing that the Red Cross is on the way, but we haven't seen anybody yet. This is a block where there's the most devastation, and there's nobody here. There's no FEMA representative. There's no American Red Cross representative. It's people from the general area and people from the neighborhood helping each other out, and that's it.
While National Guard troops arrived to the Rockaways several days after the storm, most other government relief workers were still yet to appear. Laura Turley and a small group of people delivered food and cleaning supplies to the Rockaways Relief Center on their bicycles.
We organized a bike caravan to come down here because most people don't have gas, actually. We've passed, since this morning at 10 a.m., I've passed every single gas station has mile-long lines of cars waiting to get gasoline.
Bicycles have played a key role following Superstorm Sandy. People are using them to fill in transportation gaps and also coordinate relief efforts.
When there wasn't power, when there wasn't gasoline, we've been getting on our bikes, organizing bike trains, people commuting into work to get back to work, but also just bringing supplies, bringing hot food, bringing flashlights, candles, batteries, water. We had people riding into Manhattan from Brooklyn over the bridges when all the subways were down and no one could get there really any other way.
George Rodriguez and his family walked over 80 blocks with push carts to get supplies at one of the community-supported relief centers in the Rockaways. He says he wasn't surprised at the lack of government response, since he believes their community is normally ignored.
Because Rockaway is not really one of the places where people are actually focused on. It's just a side place. Yeah, the thing is that I actually went to Brooklyn one day. It seems as though people are actually not seeing what's really going on around here. They seem to think that everything's all right, but really it's not.
Residents in Red Hook and the Rockaways have yet to hear when their power and heat will be restored, as conditions worsen with snow and dropping temperatures. Parts of Staten Island have also been hard hit and in the dark. The death toll is rising as workers start inspecting affected homes and discovering those drowned by the flooding. Relief volunteers say they will continue to provide necessary support. Andalusia Null for FSRN and the Real News Network, New York City.